Alright, so I figured what the hell, I'll do another tutorial on some mold box stuff. So this is basically the final result that I'm going for. A delightful little box that I can glue around this weird little cactus. Who's there. And that's what I'm going for. So, basically, I have organized all of these pieces already. Uh, okay. I've sort of organized all these pieces already, and I'm just going to run through and do this on the large cactus. So my ultimate goal, as I am working on this, is to basically end up with an outside piece, that's the whole outside of the shell, and an inside piece that I can just boolean out of it. I found this is the easiest, fastest way to do, and usually works, you know, pretty okay for doing things. So, the first thing I'm going to do is just sort of start thickening stuff. And I know that I like my mold shell walls to be 2.5 thick, so I'm just extruding these and entering 2.4 millimeters because I know that that will give the size that I want. I, for funsies, will start on the outside. So what I'm going to do is just local transit, again, 2.4, just reverse my selection. It doesn't, the process for this works for pretty much any software, so I'm not really going to run through, like, the hotkeys and stuff. I don't know, I have other Maya tutorials for that, but, alright, so, the other thing I'm going to do is sort of scale the bottom of this out a little bit, just so it sticks to my damn printer bed. Frankly, there's no other reason I'm doing that. Alright, so I'm going to mesh fill hole this, and this is going to be the outside. Now I have all these wacky little spheres, so I'm going to just mesh complete. Right. Mesh combine these, get rid of that. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to extrude these 2.4 millimeters, reverse the selection, delete all the extra crap. Alright, so now we have most of the outside of this model. I'm going to go ahead and just mesh union. Actually, I'm not going to mesh union these yet. I'll revisit that idea. Great. Okay. So, now let's work on the inside. Pretty much same dealio here. Excuse me. The only real difference is we're going to go ahead and mesh fill hole this. And I want this to punch all the way through the top and the bottom, so I'm just going to extrude these faces up just aggressively. Doesn't really matter. And I also like to have this sort of goofy little additional 10 millimeter thick whatever blob of silicone that I can just sort of cut down. I don't know, I find it helps with registration or whatever, so I'm going to keep it in there. Alright, so this is my inside bit, and I forgot when I was organizing this to put this in the outside, so I'm going to go ahead and just make another outside piece. Again, just take the faces, extrude, reverse the selection, and then I deselect the bottom. It seems to work a little better, and then just 2.4 millimeters thick. Boom. And the only other thing that we want to do is make sure that the edges of this are actually level with the bottom, which now they are. Cool. Alright, so that is going to get plopped in the outside piece. And then if we isolate select the inside again, we just need to do the same junk that we did before, where we extrude this and we're like, blah, push it down. Because again, we want this to punch all the heckin' way through. Alright, I'm also going to grab all of these spheres and mesh combine these, which I really did before, because I'm having to do this on every friggin' piece I do. Alright, so, I'm gonna go ahead, actually, I'm not gonna go ahead and save it yet, because this takes a minute to save, and I don't like subjecting anyone. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this, and we're gonna mesh, boolean, and union this, and if it doesn't work, you've probably done something dumb, like, I've noticed that the boolean union doesn't super enjoy working if all of your stuff is on the same, like, all of these are on the same level. So the stupid, irritating fix that I don't want to do for this, apparently have to, is I'm just going to take this, extrude it down, and hopefully now we should be able to union these. That's why I was trying to not union this before, because apparently I didn't go back far enough because I'm a dingus. Alright. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is just, I need to, like, flatten this back to the original point, so I'm just going to make myself a delightful plane. Snap that down to the bottom, double check that it is on the correct level, which it is, and I'm just going to boolean difference that to flatten the bottom back again. How convoluted and fun. Okay, now we have the inside and the outside, except apparently I didn't make the inside piece for this. No, I did. It's just... okay. Not really sure what's happening. I'm gonna go ahead and just Boolean union those, delete the history, force of habit, and then I'm just going to Boolean difference out this. So if we look, we're like, cool, solid pieces, we Boolean difference that, and we're like, oh my god, we have some super fun, like, things here. There's also all of these spheres that I forgot to do on the inside, so we're gonna go ahead and difference those out as well, and we're like, great, now we have this super sexy mold shell, fun times. I'm gonna go ahead and just label this box large, one piece, and then duplicate this twice, hide the original, and then we're just gonna cut this in half by making a ginormous box. Be like, yay, giant box, duplicate that once, and we're going to grab this and mesh boolean section. I know in Maya that this works because you can see this little green rim. If we sort of look at this, we're like, cool, we've cut it in half. Celebration. And then we just boolean difference the other side. And now we have two delightful pieces of molds that you can just sort of clip together. Super fun. Chuck them on the printer. Do whatever. Happy days. Yay. Mold shells.